Hi everybody! Right now I thought I would share with you some of my favorite items that foods and things that I have enjoyed since my weight loss journey. Some of these things are wonderful but expensive. Some of these things are cheaper, not quite as wonderful, but are still good staples here and there. I'm going to start off with, well, as you all know, those of you who have surgery know that it's how important it is for us to keep fluids in us. And water can get very tiresome. Well, when you have the sleeve surgery, you are not supposed to have caffeine for quite some time, actually. And when they said it was okay for me to have caffeine, I actually tried to avoid caffeine for quite a while, but my sleeping patterns are not the best, and occasionally I do need some caffeine. This item is made from natural green and black teas, so I believe there is caffeine in it, natural caffeine, but it doesn't actually list it on the bottle, so I'm kind of confused. Anyway, what I'm talking about is Diet Peach Snapple tea. It is my favorite tea. So, oops, there's a rip there, but I think you can still get the information. It's one of my favorite things to drink, other than water. And I also like this, which is Vitamin Water Zero. Make sure it has the zero on it. It is, like this particular flavor is acai, blueberry, pomegranate. There it is. Pause it if you need to. This is something that I really like. Actually, all of the Vitamin Water Zeros are pretty good. Personally, I get tired of the orange one. I can't drink a whole thing because something in there just doesn't let me drink the whole thing. Speaking of drinks, when I was doing my pre-surgery preparations, I started drinking this, Boost 100. I'm finding I can't find it at as many places now. This is the vanilla flavor. I like the chocolate. But this is a smaller amount, 100 calories, less than 2 grams of sugar, but you have 10 grams of protein in it. 3 grams of fat in this, by the way, too. 9 grams of carbs. And this was really good for me, especially at the beginning when I had trouble drinking, because I could have one of these little guys. I also would have Premier Protein chocolate for the rest of mine, but this would work good for me when in the afternoons when I'm at work, and I can quick down this because it's only 4 ounces, so I could drink it quicker than the bigger ones. And I mean, it still took a while, especially right after surgery. But now I use these when I look at late at night and I'm going, oh geez, I still need about 10 more grams of protein. Ta-da! Yeah. It does wonders, but it tastes pretty good too. Make sure you shake it beforehand. And of course, if you open it and can't drink it, I'll refrigerate it. For my breakfast in the morning, oh, I forgot to grab one. I like Oikos Triple Zeros yogurts and Dan and Light and Fit yogurts. I usually have half a yogurt in the morning with some Bare Naked granola on top of it. And 1 thing of yogurt with half a cup of this Bare Naked. This is vanilla almond, by the way. Not all of the Bare Nakeds qualify for bariatric patients. This one, however, does. But very yummy. Here is the nutrition facts for it. And let's see what I got next. Oh, okay. I love my protein bars, but I like to mix it up too. Power Crunch bars. They have a new flavor that I just tried that was cookies and cream. Very good. The only problem with these is that they're kind of high in fat, so I don't have these every day. But what I do like about these is if my stomach is acting up or if I've recently thrown up, I can eat this and it doesn't bother my stomach as much as other things. It's just like a big chocolate-covered wafer cookie. They're really yummy. But like I said, the fat is high, 12 grams, 10 grams of carbs, 1 fiber, 5 sugars, and 13 grams of protein. and it's 200 calories, or 205. Some of the other ones are 205, and I think there's one that's 190. But these are very, very yummy. This is the original vanilla, I believe. No. Oh, this is peanut butter cream, sorry. I have another one in here that is the vanilla, which both are very good. As far as protein goes, I have a lot of different ones here because I'm always on the lookout for good protein bars. This one is Skinny Girl Chocolate Peanut Butter with Sea Salt. Not all of the Skinny Girl products will qualify for bariatric patients, but this one does. 6 grams of fat, 2.5 saturated fat. Calories are 150, 20 carbs, but 5 of them are fiber. There are 5 grams of sugars, and there are 3 grams of sugar alcohol, and 10 grams of protein. So these are very good tasting. Like I said, you have to check with Skinny Girl because some of them do not fall into at least what my surgeon's recommendations are. Found these things the other day. They're called Oh Yeah, and they're actually called a candy bar, but they have 15 grams of protein. Now, I got a couple different ones to try, and one of them that I tried was not bariatric friendly, and I actually only ate half of it, and then I ate half of it later to break it up because after I bought it and realized I made a mistake. But this particular one, which is the peanut butter and caramel flavor, see, it looks like this. This has 8 grams of fat, 4 of which are saturated, 16 grams carbs, 3 of which are dietary or fiber, 4 grams of sugar and 7 grams sugar alcohols, but it's 15 grams of protein, and they're smaller than the other bars. And calorie-wise, it is 190 calories, so it's a smaller bar, but more calories than the others. Robert Irvine has some Fit Crunch bars. These are the smaller size. They actually have these in a bigger size too, but the smaller size is more than enough. This one is peanut butter. This one is chocolate chip cookie dough. They both taste wonderful. There is some sugar alcohols in this, but all of these that I've mentioned with the sugar alcohols, none of them have affected me badly. So it must be within my limit, but I know that that's something you should keep in mind because some people are not capable of handling sugar alcohols. It just runs right through them. So something to keep in mind with these. Both of them have total fat of 8 grams. Saturated fat is 4. 14 grams of carbs, 1 of which is fiber. 3 grams of sugar and 8 grams sugar alcohols, but they have 16 grams of protein each. So, and they taste good. I know not everybody is a fan of Quest bars, but I actually like them. This particular one is cinnamon roll. They had a thing recently where you could get free, they had changed their recipe and you could get them free, so I got some free ones and I really like them. Calories, 170. There's 7 grams of fat. There are 23 grams of carbs. I tried a standard 20, but 14 of those are dietary fiber. 14 grams. There's 1 gram of sugar and 5 grams of sugar alcohol and 20 grams of protein. Some people don't like the texture of Quest. I like it because it's chewy as long as it's not hard. If they get too old, they'll get hard. But this one's still really quite soft. So, Pure Protein. They have a good bar too. This one I feel more comfortable with. This is my standby because this particular one is chocolate salted caramel. 19 grams of protein, 200 calories. Fat is only 5 grams, 4 of which are saturated fats. 20 grams of carbs, 3 sugars, and 9 sugar alcohols, but it's 19 grams of protein. So if for some reason I need to have a second one during the day, this is what I go to. These last few, I didn't show you the stats because they're written super, super small and probably would not show up on camera. Now that brings me to my last two items. These are the super expensive ones I was talking about. They are very good, mind you, but they are very expensive. I broke down and I bought them because I wanted to try them, and they had given some away at one of my support group meetings, and I was not the lucky winner. But I was like, I really want to try these. Ideal Protein. These are the Vanilla Crispy Squares, what they're called. You and I would call them Rice Krispie Treats. But they have like a layer of white chocolate on them too. Super, super, super yummy. Have a high amount of protein. Here's the protein and all the stats here. But they're like $28 a package. Which ends up being, you get 7 of them, so it ends up being like $4 a bar. So of course you would only want to use these on special occasions, but they would make it great, like birthday cake kind of thing. I also got the Ideal Protein maple, what is it called? Maple oatmeal. This stuff is so good. It's so good. Again, you get like 7 packages. Yeah, 7 packs. And it's very, very yummy, and it tastes exactly like maple oatmeal. I like the texture. First time I did it, it didn't soak up as well, but the second package was much better. So they're very yummy. Again, they're very expensive. So it's up to you as to whether or not they would work for you. But I wanted to include them in this because they do taste very good. If you got the money, go for it. I treat myself to a maple oatmeal about like on a weekend, on the weekend mornings. I'll have some, yeah. And then the crispy squares, I've been very, very careful on those. And mind you, I had told you about the Diet Peach Tea Snapple. Crystal Light has singles of the Diet Peach Tea as well. This one, serving size is half of a packet, so I'm not sure what you're supposed to do with the other half of the packet. 5 calories. No sugars, no protein, and no carbs. Of course, you would put this packet in a bottle of water, and that works well. Last but not least, my personal favorite. Good stuff. These are on the expensive side too. This cost me $4.99 at Hy-Vee, but I don't feel like I'm cheating with these. I mean, the taste-wise, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm cheating so bad. But health-wise, these things are wonderful. Enlightened ice cream, the good-for-you ice cream. There you go. I would highly suggest the mint fudge swirl. You would not know that it was healthy. It tastes so good. I cannot stress enough how good this tastes. This is my new, I don't want regular ice cream anymore, I want this. Yeah, so this has become a staple for me. The pack only comes with 4 in a pack. There's also peanut butter, and I think there's a third flavor too. I think the third is regular fudge, like a fudge sickle. But I always get this, and then I actually have a peanut butter one in my refrigerator right now. But these are amazing. So good. Now I'm in my kitchen with one of my favorite gadgets since my weight loss journey. One of the first things I purchased, actually before I had surgery, even just before, was this Philips air fryer. I love this. It is so easy to use and it's so healthy. So that's just some of my picks. Hopefully you have some of your own ideas that things that you'd like. Feel free to share them in the comments, and if I can get them, I will try them too and let you know what I think. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. I will see you later, and thanks for watching.